Simon, you've talked about difficulties in the middle of the process. Now that you've come to the end of at least this part of the business planning process, what are the lessons that you've learnt from this process that you'd like to share with others?
Sure. The main one, the most important one from my point of view, is belief, self-belief. I've personally been on quite a journey, not just through the business planning process, but it has coincided with some other things that happened for me professionally. And the main thing that's different from me now, sitting here today, than it was 2 years ago, is that I have a level of belief in my own capabilities that I simply didn't have before. And that doesn't mean I'm suddenly necessarily better at doing all those things. I recognise that actually I have some of the relevant knowledge and skill, and I'm better at leading because I believe in it. And I think in terms of the business planning process, that when we started, I didn't have that, and if I were to do it again, for example, I would be much more upfront in dealing with everybody and actually say, no, I know what this place needs, and I did know, I just didn't know that I didn't know that I knew. That's it. So yeah, that's a big one for me, is actually and to getting the conditions right so that you do feel like you know. The other thing is the stakeholders, clarity and parity. I call this one. It's about being clear with everybody what the process is, where you're going with it, what needs to happen, and ensuring that all of those stakeholders have parity. In our case, the council is a very, very big stakeholder, of course, and they were employing us at the time. But actually, they're just as important as the trustees, just as important as the staff of the actual venue. And I think we didn't see that at the time, but we certainly see it now. The vision, this is again tied to self-belief really, but the vision about what we are. Again, I've picked this up from all sorts of places in the last year. Unless you have clarity of purpose, what is it that actually your organisation does and is for, then actually it's very hard to move forward. Of course, the business planning process itself helps you do that, and that's definitely what's happened in our case. But I think if I were to do it again, I would do more of that work earlier on, so I had a clearer picture of it before we then looked at the detail. We spent too much time looking at the detail before really knowing who we were or what we were trying to do. And I think that the final thing is about the audience, really, and it's about talking and about listening. An obvious truism, if you like, but we definitely didn't do enough of it. Where we are now, we are involving the audience and intending to involve the audience far more, and talking to them. We think we know our ideas best, but without listening to their ideas, then what's the point? Because they're the heart of the place, and we just didn't even consider them to start with. Again, that probably sounds bizarre, but we didn't, and I think that's the big lesson.